Ma'am, please come front. Right? See, first of all, it's not like a regular class. If you sit at last, I won't ask question. First benchers will answer. That is difficult. But if you sit closely, then there is more of an interaction. Sir has gone to Andaman. Sir is like, I'll sit here. Sit somewhere nearby so that it's easier because it's a small class anyways. It's an optional that we are going to talk about. So it won't be anyways a big class. Right? Today we'll see whether we are sociologists, economists, or some sort of random guy just came to class to see how things work out in life. So we still have time, like a 4 minutes type before we officially start. The idea is that today we'll just see why sociology, should we take, should we not take, good, bad, whatever it is, right? Maybe it might help you to guide. How many of you giving your first attempt? Okay, that's great. How many are in the second attempt? I mean, who has already given an attempt and now have wrote recently? Okay, that's also great. How many have studied sociology before, like as a subject? Doubt rate. No one studies sociology nowadays. But very luckily, I found someone, a group of people recently. So I was reaching out to university faculties. I told them to help me out in Sociology Optional to correct your papers. Because see, as a professor is always a professor, right? I might be how much ever good at teaching because of my UPSC background, but he's a professor, right? He has done a doctorate in sociology. He has studied full notes, not like a short notes, right? So we reached out and I was shocked. There are students who are studying sociology in Bangalore University. I met them. One of happened to be our old student also. The reason I'm telling is because not many days people take sociology as a subject. All are either engineer or doctor. Whatever are remaining, it's engineer minus doctor. Right? Very few people are taking sociology, political science, philosophy as subjects. These were supposed to help society, but now it's only either for UPSC or you just have taken it now, somehow you have to manage. So good. Nice to see so many numbers. Yeah? What happened? No, I'm happy. I was worried. I was really worried. I was actually worried. It's a subject, right? People have trend to follow, influencers to follow, UPSC, YouTube videos to see. So anyway, it's good to see. So see, the whole idea about is one is that sociology as a subject needs to study it little differently. 80% will remain same. 20% is a thought process that needs to clash because it's very subjective in nature. Although there are methods, there are theories, there is science, but there is some sort of subjectivity always involved. And I want to start with that particular thing, why this needs important. So I was reading somewhere, during this whole revolution of thinkers coming in writing, two thinkers, right, in sociology, and I was reading their story like a sort of a history biography thing. They used to sit at one table, on a coffee table, think about certain thing, and don't talk to each other for 7 hours. No talking, just sit there, you think, I think, after 7 hours we'll see what we'll talk. So that's a thought process. Very unique to see. People have actually developed an AI system where now two thinkers are constantly talking every day, like last 1 year, every day, 24/7, they keep talking. So they have input all the data of one thinker into one AI, another thing to another, and they have asked them to clash the ideas. And every day they are clashing, right? So such things are also happening within the AI tool. Now, I want to start this class by taking a very interesting idea about sociology and see whether you are able to first understand. Do you know Mahatma Gandhi? You should know it, obviously, right? Or else you might disqualify for exam only, right? He's the father of our nation. Now, Mahatma Gandhi as a figure is a very, very diverse figure in his life, right? Very diverse. Every phase of his life, he has done something which is completely opposite to his previous phase or the coming phase, right? Born and brought up in good family. That means he was from a affluent class. Studied English and, there's foreign languages. Went to foreign to study. Someone slap him, like, now leave it. I will leave everything, and my whole target is, you have slapped me, I will throw you out of my country. Two major objectives. You slap me in the train, I will go back, sacrifice everything, put up my desi clothes, and I'll make sure that you leave my country as soon as possible. Now, can I call, let's see, to understand how broad and beautiful sociology is. Can I call Mahatma Gandhi as Marxist? Bracket K, people should not get offended, but I'm just telling you, can I call Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the father of a nation, as Marxist? By the way, to broad idea, people who don't know Marxists are those people who follow Karl Marx and believe that every reason is because of economy. You are rich, I am poor, one day I'll fight, I'll bring you down. That's my whole idea. You are rich, I am poor, one day we all will come mine, we'll do bishum bishum with you, you will come down, we will go up. That's the Marxist idea. Okay? It's all because of you guys have concentrated money and we should basically take your money. Now can I call Gandhiji as Marxist? No? Seriously? No? Think about it. Don't you think Gandhiji as a person fought against the capitalist class, at least for a long time? Right? For a very long time. He fought against the affluent class. He told them that society should be equal in nature, society should be equity in nature. Then he helped Indian affluent class also. Right? There is one set of thinkers that say that the whole idea of Swadeshvi movement, local goods, was one, to fight Britishers, but also help the Indian rich class, the Tatas and Birlas of that time. Because unless and until they go out, I will not be able to make business. Then at one time, he directly went and spoke against casteism and all. So he can be called an Indologist. He also had sub-Lantan views. That means he went on to say that there should be, no casteism in the society and everything. So this is how the beauty of the sociology is that it is your perspective that defines how you study, what you study. And the thing that I spoke, these are written by some people in the past. So a lot of people like Karl Marx, Max Weber, Emil Durkheim, Talcott Parsons, Robert K. Martin, M.N. Srinivasan, G.S. Gure. These are the thinkers who are there. I mean, they're just representative image. What they did was they understood the society. Okay, how society works, how society evolved. Is there a relationship between me standing here, you sitting down, right? Why this setup has come up, first of all? Why are you sitting there and I'm here? It could be other way around, right? You guys can just stand on the podium and then I can teach from the benches. We don't know it. But something over a period of time has developed, has structuralized, right? And that structure is also reflected in the class today. If you look at the class today very clearly, there is a set of one gender who's sitting together. Yes or no? There is a set of another gender who's sitting together. Now there is a very beautiful question. I can ask, are you scared? No. Are they aliens? No. Are you aliens? No, but that's how over a period of time, society has made itself, structurized few things, right? Over its experiences, interaction between two people, between family, between individual, between a husband and wife, between a father and son, between a mother and a child, between a government and me, everything. Right? I cannot today put up some red clothes here and say कि मेरे को आज़ादी चाहिए. Gone case. For that time, reading sociology, right? By the way, I mean that's how it is, right? As and when you talk about Marx, people say, "Acha, Marx means red color, lal salam." You guys, red color, Marxism, lal salam. You're fighting against a country, something and all. But why? Because there is a set of laws that I as a person interacts with the state and I have to follow those laws. Okay? So this is how, and we'll see, there is interesting this subject about state, family, religion, right? The Karl Marx, once he spoke, religion is an opium of masses. So he's telling religion is like you take religion and then you do only religion. But on the other hand, Durkheim said, what wrong, sir? It's because of religion, society is surviving. And can India as a country survive without religion? Not possible. At least now. Because it's integrated in our life. The way we look, even before I entering a sociology class, I prayed to God that my class should be good. You also wrote this exam in the morning, you might have prayed that prelim should get clear, prelim should become easy. You are only worried that, sir, I should get clear. I'm right, I don't know about others, but I should somehow clear this exam. But you pray and come. You're reading sociology, but you still pray and come. So there is every aspect of the society that will study broadly in sociology, right? And everything will do it. First of all, before you take any option, there are certain questions that we should answer ourselves rather than anyone else in the life. We should answer ourselves, okay, why I am taking this subject. By the way, there is one optional good, that optional bad. That is not should be your objective to choose an option. You cannot decide which year, which optional can be good, by the way. There have been cases where people have taken Odia as a language and have cleared the exam. People have taken maths and have cleared the exam. People have taken different subjects and still have cleared the exam, right? So, good or bad option is not our choice. Our option is that why you are taking sociology. First question that I would want to know is that, is it interesting for you? People will tell, okay, take this is trendy, that is available, that is beautiful, that is good with makeup, that is with good everything. This is a good material, printed material, handwritten notes. My ask to you is that, is it interesting? Why? Because you have to sit with this subject for 12 to 14 months. Imagine a friend whom you don't like and you have to, see him in and out every day. Some of you might have had this situation in life, right? We have it, right? Sometimes we have neighbors whom nothing we can do, but every day morning you have to see them, right? And smile also. Sir, you're looking good. Ah, sir, you're also looking good. Inside, like. So imagine something like that. If you're not interested in this subject, do you think you'll be able to tolerate this? This is like that unwanted marriage, by the way. Ab kar diye to what should we do? Somehow, nibhana type, right? That's not the idea. And we should not believe in that idea, right? Idea is that it should be first interesting to you, not to me, not to a YouTuber, not to someone, not to your friend, not to your friend's uncle in some of the marriages who told, okay, during my time, I take sociology, you also take sociology. There are random uncles, right, nowadays. In marriages, neighbors, you meet them. You tell them, sir, I am preparing for UPSC. I also prepared. My time, full. I went till interview. I didn't take it. Shuma, you went and you didn't take. Here, 14 hours a day we are studying. Prelims looks difficult. An uncle is giving bundle here. I went, I took it also, but daddy said not to take. I didn't take, so I went to carpet. All this is, some uncles are there, right? So you don't believe them, right? You believe what you like. So first, it's interesting. And that we'll see today. And you will decide whether it's interesting or not, because you may have some knowledge, you may not have some knowledge. But that is the first fact, because you need to love this subject. And you need to love any option. GS, because whether you love it or not, you have to write it. You understand? The difference between GS and optional is that GS is like compulsory. Do it or not, you have to write it. Here it's your choice. I can eat ice cream, I can eat vanilla, I can eat butterscotch, but I need to love it. Just because friend is eating butter on a gab, you can't eat, right? That's very important. Second thing, can you read it for 12 to 24 months? As I told you, right? 12 to 24. Attempt, second attempt, it's a very common thing, right? Don't feel bad, case or my first attempt went well, didn't go bad, now I have to go another attempt. That's the nature of this exam. You know it, I know it. Everyone who has written this exam knows it. The nature of this exam is that someone cracks it in one attempt, someone cracks it in 6 attempts also. And some people don't crack also. That's also true. You should not ignore the truth, what is there. But you have to read this, like a 12 to 14 months, because now if you start, you will finish some part, then you will go to prelims, because while prelims you will not study optional. After clearing prelims, suddenly you realize your answer keys are good. So now you are full in back in mode of UPSC. You again have to study this. That means the process is long. And then even in an interview, because once you take optional, as sociology is an option, interview also they will ask questions, which is very logical. They will ask questions on your optional also, right? So that means you need to study this first. So that's why you need to show whether it's interested, can you read it, and then do you feel good about observing things, observing in terms of society. It's what you see around. A lot of people there are multiple kinds. One, I go to class, I come back, I go home, I sleep, I study, I clear. There are some people who want to understand everything in detail. Like they're curious, right? They want to see what is happening in the society, why that guy is fighting. Happens, let's see you're crossing this road and you saw a girl and a boy in a coffee day crying. Girl crying, you have a certain assumption. Some breakup pakka happening. Boy crying, you're more worried. He's crying. Because usually our preconceived idea is that only girls should cry. But nowadays boys are also crying. Yes or no, sir? When I'm married, I cry. Why you will also cry? Big deal about it. Everyone cries. Crying is not bad for the health, by the way. Right? You should cry. Boys also cry. There's nothing like girls should only make. We also have tears. We don't have, a petroleum oil in us. Tears only has to come out. Both of them crying, now you're more worried. Yes or no? Huh? Both of them crying. That means you have an assumption, by the way. And I'm not going to that assumption. Your assumption is, acha, they wanted to marry, parents are not agreeing. That's a first assumption. Why? Because movies have showed you like this. Boy and girl like it, they don't like it, pada fighting. So there are multiple assumptions in your mind. How are these assumptions come to you? Somewhere you have studied, somewhere you have not studied as a notes, but you have seen something. You have observed something, a movie, a song, a family thing. Right? You have assumed something. And that's how you have a certain idea. I'll give another example, just to make it interesting. And with the limit of the time, we should be able to finish, don't worry. Let's take a daughter is born in the family. Like a daughter is born in the family. What are the gifts that you prepare for a daughter? Gold, yeah. See, interesting, I told you, right? Then just, you can't control just say out. Don't worry, who will ask? Nothing. I am also dumb, you are also dumb. Gold is dumb now. What are the gifts that you prepare if a daughter is born, a female is born? Toys, what kind of toys? Barbie girl? Yes or no? Sorry? Small clothes. Which color clothes are, by the way? Yes or no? Pink clothes, gold, Barbie doll. Now tell me honestly, any religion on this planet has specifically told that once a girl is born, give her the Barbie girl, give her pink toys, right? Anything. I'm at least my familiar idea of the religion and the things that I've studied. Is there anywhere written? Historically, early men wrote, some stone carvings you saw, no? Something someone wrote, no. But how? Society has assumed. Daughter is born, she is soft, humble, soft toys. Boy is gone, Honda category, waste of time, give him gun, car. This was the idea for very long, but does that idea stands today? I don't. There are women who have become army general, and there are guys who have become a fashion designer. They do a ramp walk also. They even design good gagras. One of the famous, the designer, Manish Malhotra is, again a male, right? He designed female clothes. How? That's how, the society is. There are ideas that are there for a certain period of time. They change, they evolve, they become better. They might go back to same thing. We don't know. And that is what we are going to see how society works. And people have written on this. A lot of these thinkers, they have written on this. This happened. Some people have written on religion, on individual, on society, on Indian society, on mobility, that people move from one status to another status. People have written on this. They observe, their thinking. It's like you imagine a certain scientist who have done an Nobel for physics for developing some cancer thing. So sociology thinkers also have understood the society in the similar thing. Some of them understood with the lens of a science, everything here has a certain reason. Some of them, they said subjective. This happened, that's why this happened. No scientific reason for it. It's not like I make two boys, two girls, and I mix up grander, come out, some, new thing comes out. That's not an idea. But they said there is an interpretation also, there is a science also. And that's why that interesting thing is what you should know in terms of your, as an interest to the subject. And then other things, obviously interest is not the only thing. My interest is Bharatnatyam. But can I do Bharatnatyam here? I wanted to be an actor by then. But do I look like an actor? No, I could have been a better actor, who knows? Your life, you assume anything. But parents told, do engineering, go to UPSC, and now I'm teaching sociology. That's a contrast of life. Right? From Shah Rukh Khan to become a sociology lecturer, that's a contrast of life. So here also, what I mean to say is that in terms of UPSC as an option, there are certain things that you should consider. One, does it help me in my exam? Because today I'm here, me and you are here not to write sociological theories. We do not want to publish a research paper and get some. There is no Nobel in sociology by them. But our idea is that we want to write, read, score well, and done and dusted. No IAS officer studies sociology after clearing an exam. Yes or no? Neither you study GS, neither sociology. That's the way the examination system in India is. None of you might have gone to your 10th standard book and today I'll do trigonometry because it's of my interest. No, right? That day over, done and dusted. Result came, rank came, marks came, happy. Now someone says, sir, no, I like that chapter 9, I want to go and do it. People might actually think that you have gone crazy, even though you might have real intention. So here also, one, sociology has been a consistent scoring. That is it. Consistent in the sense, it has not gone like up and down type. It is there in that your range. The way you have an inflation 4 plus or minus 2, right? Here also you have been in that range. People have scored good marks, 300. People have scored less marks, right? That 250 to 300 bracket. But it has been a consistent scoring subject. That's one thing. Second thing, if you look, and this is an official published data by them, what I'm saying. UPSC does this data, okay, what has been a trend of an exam, number of people taking an option and clearing an exam. UPSC try to sometimes make one optional difficult over other, but sociology, the combination is such a way that even if they make difficult, that's a 25%. 75% of your marks is still under your control, right? It could become difficult also. No doubt it cannot become difficult. It can become difficult, but it's sociology. Even with that difficulty, you know something, you write something, you are lucky on that day, the guy who's correcting your paper understood what you mean is more than enough. You don't have to probably bring that terminology. So that's why it has been a consistent. Second thing, if you observe, the syllabus of UPSC, the UPSC, like the Sociology Optional, you will see, okay, right now, at this moment as we speak, if you look at the syllabus, you will tell, okay, acha, other than this first two chapters, the thinker and the discipline, I can still write something or something on other ends. Because it's society, stratification, mobility, religion, work, economic life, caste system in India, rural and agrarian society in India, social movements in India. So you have that thing. So relativity, I'm not telling it's very short. It's not short. No optional syllabus is short, by the way, because that's an honors level syllabus, right above your bachelor's, below your master's. But it is relatively doable. That's the word I can use. You can do it. Little bit effort, you can do it. But effort is always needed. No, sir, sociology has a very small syllabus, just 2 pages. That's not the idea. That 2 page can become like 2000 page when gone into notes and details and authors. But it's relatively doable. And then helps in your GS1. That is the Indian society wala part that you have it in your GS. And that part is consistently around 80 to 90 marks every year, average. It has got 100 also in, I think, 24 or 23. But at least 80, 90 marks are sure. I've done anyways a video on that also. So one is that it helps in your Indian society wala part, that is your GS paper 1. It also helps in your social justice wala part, which is your GS paper 2. So does other optional, does it? They also help somewhere else. Again, not that fighting. The idea is that whether you are choosing, there should be a science behind your decision. And that decision, yes, it helps me in GS1, 80, 90 marks. It helps me in GS2, social justice, 60, 70 marks. It is an optional that I can score well, I can write well, doesn't require a very high-fi, blah, 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 blah English. Normal English can manage. And then there is always an essay which comes from the social perspective. Pick up any paper. One essay will always come from the social perspective. Because that's essay. It has to come with the subjectivity. They cannot ask you write 10 points on Indian geography as an essay, right? They have to ask certain codes, that you have to go very deep. So that means even in essay, it will help me. So while choosing my essay in the exam, I can pick up that essay which I know I can bring a lot of sociology. Sociological thinkers, remove the thinkers, put it that in essay, it will still make sense. Right? Marx spoke about class struggle. Remove Marx. You say the society struggle. How does the change? Anything change? It doesn't change, right? It doesn't change. Right? Edmund Srinivas spoke about westernization, Sanskritization. You talk that society is getting westernized without mentioning a thought. If you mention also, nothing wrong. But if you don't mention also, is nothing wrong. right? So that's why it helps in all of this part, and that's why, I feel it's a subject that you can take. Interesting? Yes, I can manage. Relatively doable? Yes. Helps me in GS 1, 2 and essay so that I can do it. Now people say people have taken maths also because they are very good at maths. So although maths doesn't help them anywhere, but they still take that choice because maybe they might have a PhD and a doctorate in maths. So they take it, right? For you, the idea is that, okay, it helps me, total marks, I can do it, relatively scoreable. People have scored really good marks here. That's why I am taking it. Now this is about this particular subject. Now again, I don't want to go in the detail of every bit of the syllabus. It's available on a PDF. You can always download and read it. But I will take a few parts in that syllabus, which will give you a broader idea. Okay, what is sociology? Right? What is sociology? And let's make it very open and subjective. Like, let's keep talking. Let's see whether we can able to create an interest. As a subject, you have this first 3 chapters, talks about discipline, how, it evolves. So people say, I don't know whether it's true. Okay, when Marx wrote about, again, the whole class struggle and everything, he wrote a document called Das Kapital. He never had an idea that that document will become like a fundamental document for countries to follow. He wrote it because there was a pain for him. The pain was poverty. He was going through extreme poverty. Although well-learned guy, but still poverty is there. And he assumed, and he basically thought that my poverty is because of this rich class. Right? Wife was there, 2 kids, wife left, gift left, so pain, that pain he wrote. Like, you people spoil my life, now I will write a document. He started writing. Capitalist class, worst class, you people control economy, you bring money, concentrate money, we should fight against you, come together, blah, 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 blah. He wrote it. He wrote as much as he can. Right? Some people found his document and they thought that this could be a very good way to fight against capitalism. To fight against the whole world going behind money, few people concentrating well, which we even see today, a lot of people talk about it, right? So this whole thing about how discipline develop, all that we'll study in this first 3 chapters. A lot of people ignore this chapter. That's not should be idea. You never ignore any chapter in UPSC by that. That's a standard rule. No, sir, it's discipline. It talks about some random thing. There is no thinker here. I don't find that girlfriend, boyfriend wala example, so I will not study. No. You will have to study this because this is again a important first 3 chapters, as I say. Right? And the second chapter that talks about is on the idea, can sociology also be a science? So if you look at sociology, sir, you are telling that a female is born, gifts are given, a male is born, gifts are given, role interaction is happening, you are telling so many things are there in society. But can this be a science also? Science means, can there be a rules and regulation for certain things to happen? What is science? Everything that comes with a certain rules and a logical conclusion. Science cannot be subjective, right? What do you mean by subjective? Okay, you are in UPSC prelims day, you went to the paper, now mind is full scared, answer is not coming. What you will do? You will close your eyes, you will say whichever the option comes first, I'll tick it. Right? So I open, I saw C, I tick it. Then I'll close, I'll remember my, love, father, mother, whatever it is. I open, I saw B, I tick it. Is there a science? No, that's not science, right? Science is, you saw a CSAT paper, you put up a formula, you got the answer, you tick it. There are rules. Opposite to that is what you have done it. Akkad bakkad Bombay board, tick it. C is my favorite, tick it. P is what I didn't tick from long time, I'll tick it. People do it, right? Array, 14 option over, sir. Not even one B I have ticked. I'll do justice to option also now. So you suddenly become judge. B also should go 2. Some people, they wrote very good paper. Last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, they are like, this is my life, I want to be an IS officer. Barley, Hogley, Noda, cut. Whatever they left out, they'll tick it. Whether it will come, it will go, let's leave it to God. Why do you think God will only love you out of 15 lakh people? That's also a good thing to understand, right? I'm so good that God will love me. Out of 15 lakh people who have prepared the exam. That though I am not good. That is for sure. Right? So this is not science. Now in sociology also there are some people who believe that there is an subjective interpretation. You understand as society progresses. Western society, Indian society, how they progress. Probably we are getting westernized. Westerns are getting Indianized. We have seen this culture, right? We are getting westernized. You can look at me. We are talking in a language, the clothes that I wear, the kind of celebration that we are having, probably the way we live our life. And it's just not that life. This is just the outward of it. There is inward thing. Thinking have become Western. We are questioning everything. And some people are becoming Indianized. So you see a lot of cultural things happening around the, Europe, probably in USA. There is an entire ISKCON setup. People are becoming sadhus. There is recently a foreigner getting, I think, Padma Shri award for promoting yoga, right? Or yoga, some Sanskrit language. A German guy, right? No? You have not gone through? Recently. A month back you have seen. So he is a, I think, German guy something, but dedicated his life to Indian culture, tradition, ethos, yoga and everything, and government gave him a Padma Shri or Padma Bhushan or whatever it is. So this is what you are studying, right? Now certain people believe that this is interpreted. Like it happens, I study. Certain people believe that there is a science to it. And that is what the second chapter is, sociology as a science. What do you mean by science? Okay, Indians are going to US for searching for job or better activity. When they go to US, they feel alienated. So they promote their ideas, their culture, their methods. And they tell, if you do this meditation, there is a calmness in your mind. And I can prove that. Sit for 15 minutes for meditation. You see that your life has become calm. Your life is too much of disturbance. So that's why you have to be in meditation. So that's how science builds around it. I'm just giving an example. Very broad example to make you sense. So this particular chapter deals with that, these three chapters. And there are methodologies, observation, writing, going to that society. Some people have gone to a village, lived with them, understood their tradition. Why people think this river is spiritual. Why people think this mountain is important for them. They have built up a science. The source of the water is that mountain. And the water is their livelihood. And that's why they believe that mountain is the divinity in nature or spiritual in nature. We see it around it. Every mountain peaks that we have, there is a temple above it. The reason for that anything above, anything up, we believe that there is a spiritual sense to it. Because we have always believed that God lives. Yes or no? So there is certain science, right? People have that sense. And that sense has a science. I'll give you another easy example to make this. Are you scared of darkness? Like if there is a dark, in the night, let's say 12 o'clock, you are sleeping in your room, cut sound comes. Are you scared? Don't tell me you are not. I know all the daring. 12 o'clock in the night, you are sleeping, let's say you hear someone walking. Tuck, tuck, tuck. What will happen? God protect me. First of all is, you will remember the God most immediately. Because this is one divine force that can come anywhere. Father, mother also may not come by that time. But what is science? The science behind that is that when you were young, when you were very young, parents who wanted to make you sleep, they told something is coming from the dark. They're like, see, someone is coming, sleep. He will take you sleep. Buddha is coming. He will come and take you to the river. He will eat you. He will do like that. So that sense of you looking at the darkness at your young age, over a period of time, people, otherwise, what is darkness? It's absence of light in science. Darkness is what? Absence of light, right? That's all. But there is we have built up that mechanism. So that's how this particular thing, these three chapters basically deal how each of them will take an approach. Now the next is the most important chapter, which is your thinkers. And thinkers are there in all other subjects. Thinkers are there here also. Other than the three chapters that deals with discipline, science and methods of observation, thinkers these are those guys who actually wrote about it, documented their observation, and they build up certain methods around it, right? And they wrote about it. And some of these methods are true in its sense. And each of the thinker has also criticized the other thinker. Hey, Chuma, what are you giving bundle and all? Come, how can you say religion is opium of masses? I'll show you it's because of the religion society stays together. It's because of the religion society protects together. It's because of the religion there are moral values in society. And you are telling religion is opium of masses. How is that possible? So they spoke about it. These are thinkers, right? There are a few of them. You have Karl Marx, Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Talcott Parson, Robert K. Martin. There are Indian thinkers, there is Mead, and there are a few Indian thinkers who have, and you don't have to study everything that they wrote. There are certain things that UPSC syllabus itself mentions that Karl Marx spoke about historic materialism. I'll come to this. We don't go in every detail, right? Now you say, sir, I don't know historical materialism, so I won't take sociology. That's not an idea. Idea is that you will read this over a period of time, but there are certain things they spoke about it. And that thing might have a different meaning in sociology than in your general sense. Like Mead wrote about identity. No, identity is a common word. It's not your Aadhaar card he's talking about, by the way. He has a different idea how an identity evolves, me, I, and everything, right? So, these thinkers are very, very important. Maximum marks. Maximum marks come from thinker. And if you know thinker, you can write rest all the chapters in sociology. You just have to make sure that if this thinker would have spoken about religion, what he has spoken, you wrote about religion. Religion, what Marx wrote, what Weber wrote, what someone wrote. If you remember that much also, then you are still, even though you may not know that answer well, but you can still write it by understanding. I'm telling, even there is an option here to imagine and write. If Marx wrote about AI, what he would have written, you can still write it. Although not a usual method, but I'm telling you, thinkers are very, very important. You need to start believing as if you are a thinker. Like at the word of it, you should know what he spoke, who criticized him, what is the idea that he's trying to convey, and whether that idea today stands or not. Let's take one example. I spoke about Karl Marx, right? Now, Karl Marx gave an idea of alienation. Now, you know aliens, right? Aliens are those people whom we have seen in this Hrithik Roshan movie, come say Jadoo. There is no Jadoo here, right? It's not that aliens which you are seeing in American, like what is that? Avenger, Infinity War, all that. Here Marx wrote about a concept of alienation. And what he meant to say that in the capitalist society, that means a society that only works for the sake of material goods, for the sake of money, concentrated wealth, people are alienated to the products that they produce. Oh, what philosophy. People are alienated to the products that they produce. Not going into my mind. I'll bring it to your mind. Do you see delivery boys? Nowadays, there is a whole gig economic that is happening, right? There are delivery boys who are in and out, in the rain, in the sun, delivering food for you. That idea, that delivery boy being hungry, he has not eaten from morning, still cannot eat that biryani that is delivering, that is what I mean to say as an alienation. That idea that I have produced it, I have made it, I am bringing it to you, you are not offering it to me. There are people who are working in Apple factory in Bangalore, doesn't own Apple iPhones. That's an idea of an alienation. And it's not that easy thing. Imagine this way, there are Taj, there is some big hotels who charge you like 5,000, 6,000 for a meal, for a rice, and that rice, which you are paying like 5,000, 6,000, is produced by someone who is actually committed a suicide because he was not able to pay 500 rupees. That's an idea of an alienation. Okay, I have produced it, but I'm not able to make use of it, and I'm not able to enjoy it. That's not an easy feeling. You might think it's a concept, but imagine when you do something, let's say you just, for the sake of understanding, sometime for the interest you do it, right? In my art and culture classes, I used to actually perform like an Bharatnatyam. I don't know Bharatnatyam, but to make student interesting, right? How Mohiniyattam looks like and all that. But here also, you go produce something in your house after getting tired, and let's say all of your family members have eaten and you have not eaten. And then you will understand the feeling. Right? That's what the alienation idea is. Okay, even in today's modern world, there are codes that I'm writing, there is a mobile phone that I'm making, there is a food that I'm delivering, right? But I'm not able to enjoy the benefits of it, even the comforts of it. My family, right? While preparing an Apple phone in a manufacturing plant, don't you think I've taken out 12 hours or 18 hours of my life every day? And my family has sacrificed those hours for me, right? Yes or no? Right? My wife might have get up early in the morning, prepared a meal for me. She might have prepared dinner by the time I reach. The children just doesn't deserve because the father might have get tired after working in the factory. They are sacrificing. I am sacrificing. Neither they are using it, neither I am using it. That's an idea of alienation, and that's how you understand the pain of Marx. Right? What he wrote from that pain that he sees, that what he saw in the society, and is alienation good or bad? That we'll see later. We are here not to decide or judge things, but there is an alienation in society. It was there before, it is there today, and it will probably remain for rest. And we are seeing this, right? There are people who work for like 20, 30 years for a company. They have been laid off in like 5 minutes. 25 years of life you have given to something. Imagine. Right? That's how alienation idea. And this is what talks about. And this alienation then brings that sense. Okay, I'm isolated. And then all of these people who feel that they are alienated, they will start building a solidarity among themselves. Okay, Macha, you are also in problem, I am also in problem, let's become friends and let's do a protest in factory now. That's what is called, okay? They will combine, they'll protest, they want to take over the forces of production. They want to take that, what is producing, so that then they are able to enjoy. Has it been successful? Some places yes, some places no. Is socialist society completely socialist? No. We are seeing rich people in other countries which have been claimed to be socialist, right? There are companies who follow socialism as an idea. They believe everything should be state control, but there also we have seen the difference between rich and poor. Can completely opposite to socialism is also true? No. That kind of exploitation also we cannot have, right? So this is an idea that Marx speaks about, and that's how we are going to study how these ideas are there in today's society. Another concept that one of our, and by the way, Marx was full against religion. Religion means left and right. Opium of masses, senseless for masses. It is just an illusion created for the people to follow something. And I can give you an example because this class is going to live, but we cannot name such things. But I'll tell you, there are rich families around the world, even in India, who have named temple on their family name. And the idea is that if the temple is on my name, the crowd will never scold me. You got the idea? If you prepare a spiritual thing, a divine thing on my name, by nature people will start respecting me. Now, whether they did it on purpose or not, that's not the idea. But this happens. Okay, this happens. Sometimes, you also see in today's society, when things are going bad, things are worse, poverty, hunger, make people fight on religion. They'll be busy there for a while. Because it's very individual, right? People have a very strong sense of spirituality. So that's why he says it's an opium of masses. If you want to fool the masses, give them what? Tell them that your basic problem is because in your, somewhere down the line, you didn't do a good karma. Now you wait. What about is, the rich guy might be making $1 billion, but you wait for a moksha to attain. People will start blaming it, right? Good, bad, that we'll see later. But he says this. But on the other hand, there's a Marx, Marx Weber, Durkheim, he said no. It is a reason for a society to be integrated, right? For the society to stand. It's because if just for a sake of example, you imagine, if there is no religion, who will decide what is good and bad then? There has to be some moral compass, right? If you say freedom, let's say freedom reaches to a level such extreme that tomorrow someone is just coming and sitting in this class and eating your food, will you allow such freedom? Right? Or someone just slaps you on the road. Is it allowed? No, right? Because there's something somewhere someone should define that this is good, this is bad, and this is where we have to live by. And that is only because, believe me, you tell laws, rules and regulation, people, if they want to break the rules, they will break it. How much ever Indian government says that you have to follow, these rules and all, they will not break it. But they will have, they are somewhere conscious because somewhere they will, after that I am accountable for something, and that's why I need to still be under that rules and regulation of the moral society, right? That place, I cannot do this. I cannot keep on hurting everyone, teaching everyone, creating trouble for everyone, discriminating on everyone, because somewhere down the line I know, okay, I have to die, and then I will be accountable for my deeds in, whatever it is, and then I'll be in big problem. Or else rules, so you break traffic rules every day. Yes or no? No? Yes. It's not rules that control, it's something that they are scared, which they have never seen. So that's why I said it is important. No, sir, it creates a solidarity. And he also said religion. There are small religion happen in a tribal where tribe believe कि crocodile is, very spiritual to us. And there are big religion who says, no, we have to, there is God somewhere there. So this isn't, again, religion is as broad as you can imagine. Believe me. Right? It's so broad that you will shocked to see that there are beliefs and systems that you have never studied or learned and they still exist in the society. And it is important part of your human. And this is a new interesting thing because the last week PEW, that is Pew report says that more people have opted to tell that they don't belong to any religion. Now this is scary. Are we reaching to a society where people never believe in religion? Maybe a majority, because now the recent survey says that the rise of people who, there is one who believes in a religion. We are talking about people who never, don't believe at all. They're like atheists. They don't believe the God exists. And they're rising. Why? We don't know. Maybe they just didn't get satisfied with multiple religion, whatever it is. So that's an idea. Right? There are small religion in tribal areas. There is an organized religion, what we have in India. There is Hindus, there is Muslim, there is Christian. There is unorganized religion that we have probably in Mexico, New Zealand, tribal areas. There is nothing written. It's just the society believes there is certain sort of symbolism. You have to put this symbol, this color, this kind of something and all, right? And there are certain very organized, written, documented laws, everything. And there are some where very extreme, right? Where very, very extreme. There are this, what you say, ultra orthodox Jewish society. They just don't even interact with others. They live in a very, very small, setup in US, no interaction, no conversation about the food or culture or economy or anything, right? If the religion says Saturday should not be worked, they never work. Now, they even design lifts because they consider that pressing button is also work. So if they design lifts, it just goes on up and down because they don't have to press the button. Because in religion, they say that Saturday they should not do any work. In Sabbath, as the Saturday spiritual day, they should not work. So they have designed lifts just going up and down. Why? Because if you press a button, it will regard as a work. So that kind of rules to a very, very open areas. You go to Indian tribal areas or another tribal areas, you see a very open. All that Durkheim talks about. And there are rituals that he talks about. Then there is another scholar, the author that I say before we move on, that is Morton. Morton talks about conformity and deviance. Now this is interesting for you. How many of you are engineer, by the way? If God protects you. Only one? Oh my God. This is the first ever in my life I have seen engineering as a minority. You should be worried. How are others? Doctors, BCA, BBM, BSc, BCom, BA. Okay, there's a combination. Okay. Now why I too spoke about it, let's understand. There is conformity, there is deviance. And I'll tell you why he spoke about it. Let's say, I am a guy who stays in Karnataka, belong to a middle class family. The very first thing they decide in my life is that what you should be conforming to the society. And that is write CET, get good ranking, take admission in RV, Ramaya, PESIT, NI, become an engineer, join software company, write codes, get married, buy a car, then a plot, construct a house and die. This is conforming to the standard rules. Yes or no? Most standard rules in the society. Let's see if I say my parents, or I would have said to my parents in engineering, okay, I do not want to become an engineering. My idea is that I should basically become a rock band guy, whatever, who does this, blah, 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 blah. That is deviance. Oh, some people might take to some, spiritual guy and tell that, sir, some devil has affected on my child. He wants to become a rock band guy. How is it possible? This is the idea between conformity and a deviance. You conform to set of rules and regulations in your life. Rebellion is when you go against that rules and regulations. The idea of deviance. And deviance can be of different types. It could be a type from not doing engineering to a BA. It could be a type of doing a Sensex scam like Harshad Mehta. Like, let the rules go. I will, somehow play with these rules. It could be any form of deviance, right? That is what we are talking about in the idea of being a conformity into a deviance. Like how these things work in our daily life. You see, a lot of things, by the way, a lot of things in our life are not chosen by us. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Your graduation is chosen either by the parents or by the economic condition or by the city that you live in. That is also possible. That city doesn't have a college. So you will do only this, what is available. Or by your uncle who suddenly appeared like an avatar on the day you are born or the day you are graduating. Yes, sir. One prakara avaru BSc horticulture ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಸರ್? ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. But because opinion is free of cost, right? I'll give an example. I was in engineering. I wanted a bike. Engineering student wanted a bike. It's a common ask. Is it a very different ask? Engineering student asking a bike. So I told my father, okay, I want a bike. He's little like an okay guy. I mean, very friendly, person he was. So he said, okay, I'm fine, tell which you bike. So I said, sir, I want Yamaha FZ because that time that was in trend. Yamaha FZ in 2000, what? I did my engineering when? 9, I think. Yeah. Forgot it already. Engineering only I forgot. Anyways, 9 to 13 batch, I think, yes. So that time was a fun. So I said, I want Yamaha. I said, how much? I said, 85,000 rupees. I said, okay, let's think about it. So I went to hometown. I'm from a small town called Bidar in North Karnataka. A family, friend came. Dad said he wanted a bike, and it's costing 85,000. He said, Arey, why will you give 80,000 bike? 90,000 I'll get you Omni only, Maruti. Like, Maruti Omni. Now imagine me going to college in Maruti Omni. For a while you imagine. Imagining engineering first year student, I was looking at him like hey, 75, 85,000, why will you spend 90,000 getting car only? And I'll fix a gas also to it. Like, first of all, understand my reason to have a bike. I do not want to have a vehicle to drop children to school every morning. I want to have a bike so that I can show off. Let's be honest. Yes or no? Why will I buy FZ? Or else I would have bought some, Luna, Scooty Pep and all. I want to show off. I want to look sturdy. Because that's how engineering students' life is, that you want to do all of this. Nothing wrong also. So this is how people are, so in terms of their conformity to rules and laws. No. Do this, do this. Now we became a deviant. And FZ, if you give, I'll go to semester 2, or else rebellion starts from today. That rebellion is what? I won't go to Mysore only. I did my engineering there. So conformity versus deviance could be of this type. And it could be as extreme as people making today movies on probably same-sex marriage and all. That's another form of deviance. So there are different types of, conformity and deviance that we see, the role that you see in the society, in and around you, right? And that's what Martin talks about, how this happened, why this happened, how people conform to rules, why people go against rule, right? Why people become deviant, all that structure, right? That's why I told you, right? Things in your life are decided by the conditions where you are born. Maybe if you are born in Mexico, who knows, you would have been, I don't know, like what does Mexico people do? I have no idea. Maybe, you might be sort of a DJ kind of thing, but you are born in Bangalore, within the society. So DJ, first of all, is not allowed, right? It's not allowed. Yes or no? Does your parents say you become DJ? I won't say till date. I have 2 kids now. That's not possible because it's not normal. It's not part of my structure that I live in. So that's how system works. Now, the beauty about this particular theories and their thinkers is that they fight and they contradict each other. They criticize with each other. As I told you, right? Someone has criticized someone else. Someone has criticized someone else. Because of that criticism, there is a new theory that has arisen. You got the idea? Someone criticized Marx and someone criticized Durkheim. Because of the criticism of Durkheim, which was criticized for the Marx, a new theory came into picture. Tomorrow someone might criticize that also. That's the beauty of this particular subject. That's why there is no particular position that you can always take. You can keep on criticizing and building a set of theories and documents because no sir, conformity is needed, because how will the society to us? Someone will say no, deviance is needed. Then someone will say no, because of the deviance, multiple deviants might become a new conformity. That's also correct, right? Too many people becoming deviant is a new normal. No? Yes or no? It has become like a thing right nowadays. If so many people are doing it, society accepts it over a period of time. And we have seen it in our daily life. Right? Today, it's not, and believe me, today parents are not worried about their child buying an FZ. No, they are not worried about that. Their FZ and all is gone. They're like, okay, you buy a Yamaha FZ, you take a bike, you even have a girlfriend, I'm fine. What I'm worried that you should not have a boyfriend. This is the new problem they are worried. Yes or no? Good or bad, we are not talking about. But over a period of time, my parents wouldn't have been worried about that. Their worriness was that you should go clear the engineering, get the job. Now they are worried that even after clearing engineering, what if, do something else? He joins a protest, he becomes an activist, becomes something, people are going to, some different weird places, people are jumping from sky, jumping in the sea, random things people are doing nowadays, right? Yes or no? There are a set of people who pay for the ticket, go to the sky and jump down. Calling as a paragliding. Paragliding. What is the sense in that, you tell me? How is that senseful, you tell me? How is that adventure also? You pay for the ticket, you go up again, you come down only. If you would have gone there only, I would have understood. You pay, you go and you come down, and then again you go up. And for that you believe these Chinese parachutes. Right? We don't believe Chinese as a government only. You believe it by mistake, it doesn't come out. No. The next gliding will be, God will like, come, I gave you a life. Chumma, you did too much adventure. Come, we'll talk, right? We'll discuss. I gave you a good 60 years. You wanted to do an adventure, right? And people do random adventure. There is one guy who came from US, went to Andaman, wanted to convert them into Christianity. Right? Andaman. These are the people who are living 40,000 years before, not 400 years. They have not even discovered fire. Some of the tribes in Andaman. He came from US, went to Andaman through illegal route. By its law, it's not allowed. And wanted to teach them Christianity. They saw him for 5 minutes. Then they killed him. And then they tied him on the beach. They're like, take your parcel back. Because how can you do that is the question, right? People who don't know anything, if you understood the problem. Problem is that how did this deviance came into picture? How he believed in that idea that people who have never discovered a fire will study a certain religion. It could be Christianity, tomorrow someone might teach them Islam or Hinduism, that's a different case. The idea is that this is the weirdest thing that we are worried now. Okay, my son should not do this weird part. I'm okay with FZ, I'm okay with Omni, I'm okay with anything else, but I'm more worried about this part. Right? So that's the thing that this particular have criticized over a period of time. New laws set, and then new laws will come, and then new laws will come. Keeps on, because society is evolving. It will not stop at one place, right? It will evolve because there is an interaction between me and you and someone else and someone else, and because of that interaction, a new system will originate. And our country is the most beautiful example that how over a period of time we have accepted ideas, right? We have made them normal. Right? Long time before we were racist, we used to talk about colors of the people. We used to do fat shaming, right? We used to do gender shaming. Today we are conscious about it. Yes or no? We are very conscious about it. If you go back like 20 years before, believe me, we were not conscious. I remember my school days, I might have spoken a lot of things that may not be legal today. Because that time, that society didn't have that idea. You cannot shame someone because of its color or age or height or size or whatever it is. But so it has taken its own time to evolve. And now, as I told you, we might be in a situation probably 20 years down the line, the way you are finding people who don't believe in religion is rare today. There might be a time you might find people who believe in religion rare. You got the idea? Because that is happening. Now, other than that, as I told you, There are few more chapters, so you understand, right? There is chapter that talks about work, economic life, stratification, mobility. Sorry. Yeah. Stratification, mobility, how people move from one strata to another strata. So it's how societies allow mobility. Now, mobility in general terms, people moving from one place to another. But don't you think in a society, people have certain status because of their economic condition? Yes or no? Because of their birth religion? Because of their caste? Because of their geography they are born also? Right? We always think, Acha, Bihar, UP are backward, we are for. So there is a certain status that you maintain because of a geography, because of a religion, because of your, maybe your, the caste that you are born, because of the money that you have. How these people move from one to another and to back, how this happens in the society is the rest of the chapters. And this chapter about stratification talks about. And how it is easy in the modern society, how it was difficult in a traditional society. Again, we see today. Today, when you go to a approved premium layout, let's say outside the Bangalore, built up by a premium, that gated community, you don't value people on the basis of caste anymore. He had the money, he bought the plot. I might be an upper caste, but don't have money to buy that plot. He might be from a backward class, but might have bought that plot. So that means there has been a mobility, upward mobility. And there could be a downward mobility also. Right? And this is what we see. And this could happen within the social system. This could also happen between the gender. Yes or no? Mobility between the gender was very difficult thing in the past. I could not say that I want to become a woman probably 20 years before. But today in lot many countries we are seeing that they are given a choice to decide which gender you want to see. Yes or no? Am I making sense or not? Remember, 10 years before, the only two things that we used while defining is he or she. Today you see he, she, they, those like so many things. Couldn't have imagined. I just don't know, right? We have seen, when we are seeing this today, you go to the social media profiles, you see people say, call me he and they, I think, she or something, right? So you see that. But if this thing was done 30 years before, people are thinking he has either done a spelling mistake or he is a mad. But today you are aware. Okay, it's individual idea to believe in certain things, to accept certain things, to reject certain things. So there is a gender mobility is also, we are looking at it. Right, within the society. Long back, crossing the Indian borders was considered as impure. Right? This was an idea. If you cross the Indian border, the country border, you are impure. That means you cannot come back. But today, crossing that is the highest form of status in the society. You are valued because you are working in US. I have a son, he is also nice looking. Because this is a girl is working in US. First thing first. Yes or no? Happening or not? No? No? It is. What you would have bought for your children 30 years before is that you said, okay, daughter is born, let's keep buying gold. Because Indians dump gold in the marriages. They don't give gold. They are like, take this. We have stayed it 30 years. We didn't have food. We sacrificed only for the gold to be given today. Today, that's not the situation we are talking about, right? Today, the forms are changed. The idea has changed. People are talking about financial asset, independence. Let's understand another thing like system of marriage, which is, I know, always an interesting thing for people, right? Because it's an interesting. Marriage is an interesting phenomenon. Don't believe in that idea that marriage is boring. It's not. It's very interesting. Oh, you can develop philosophy in marriage every day. Right? Because sometimes you feel, okay, she was laughing just now. What happened? You start doubting yourself. Did I do something wrong that her mood changed? Why is she angry? She may be angry because she's angry. But I am worried because if she's angry, then things will become difficult. It's like you have to go back home. So marriage is an interesting idea. But today people are questioning the institution of marriage itself. Yes or no? No? No, see, you may not believe that's a different thing. But I'm telling you what is happening around. People are telling, Arey, what are you telling, sir? How can we stay with someone for 30 years and all? Not possible. What will you do? First of all, to decide whether to get married, they are taking 40 years. Yes or no? After 40, they realize, now I should get married. Now hardly 20 years are left. Now what to do? So like, okay, there are different forms of relationship. You're talking about living. And I also sometimes feel that I am not to the trend of the society. So there is one of my colleague, she's just passed out. And obviously, I'm what, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years experience in total, let's say. She's just passed out. She said, my friend is living in microship. I said, what is this? It's a new kind of apartment culture that, because we know studio apartment, 2 BHK, ship. What is this microship? He said, it's a smaller form of relationship. I'm like, what? So, you understand? No, I personally first time felt I am now crossed that generation once. I always thought that my parents are from previous generation and I am from this generation. That day, officially I felt I am also now part of the other generation. There is because microship. I said, what is this microship? It's a relationship for only few days. Achha. Interesting phenomena I want to study. Because even Karl Marx will attempt, multiple times will bang his head. How will you define this form of marriage now? Papa, they wrote books and books on marriages. Right? So much of, that relation, this relation. South Indians marry their cousin, North Indians don't marry their cousin. They wrote books on this. Why it is there, why there is a history behind it, there is a science behind it. And now you are telling that people are marrying only for 5 days. He will actually get crazy. But there will be a generation of their sociologists who will write about that also. 4 days marriage is an historic materialism, blah, 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 something. Understood? So you see, what I basically mean to say that there are other chapters which are actually related to your sociology. Then there is a work economic life. What is the work today? You see the things like work from home, isolation, sitting work. No one is asking you to go do agriculture, push an animal today. All that you have to push is computer. That also AI is doing. So now humans are worried what we will do next. We are worried, right? We are doing this. This is also AI is doing. Now we don't know what to do. Maybe we go back and start doing, agriculture, but there also drones have come. So work, economic life, how does it happen? And you see how things have changed. So for an example, people who are not from Bangalore, right, as a hometown, I am also not, but then 15 years here, more or less here only. Before, there was an idea that you miss your family. Okay, they are in native. I cannot see my dad today. I'm missing my mom. My son is not able to see his grandfather. This was a sort of feeling, yes or no? I don't know whether you are from my religion or not. I cannot ask age because that is again a new form of discrimination, right? But what I mean to say is that this is a problem with us. See, we are that 90s generation who came from Nokia 1100 to an iPhone 13. So we have seen that transformation. Maybe people who are after that, they might have just seen the screen, the touch screen wala phone. But you have seen that Nokia 110, that music, right? With that snake game. That also you play with one by one. Anna, my chance, Anna, my chance. And that phone is like a anti-missile. Anything you do, nothing will happen. So what I feel, that time it was a problem. Today, all that you do is that do a video call. So you are able to see them, and we have developed virtual augmented technology where we are even talking about not just seeing it, is also feeling about it. Right? Augmented technology and virtual reality allows you to live in that reality. That means your grandfather can come there and you can go and you both can interact and still have that feeling. Some sort of sensory thing, they have done it. Right? It's costly, but I'm sure in a period of 4 or 5 years it will become cheap. Someone want to test virtual reality, go to MG Road. Samsung has set up a experience center called Opera something house. This experience, I was shocked. The kind of feel that you get in a virtual reality is another level. Another level to another level. Right? So this system have changed. Economic system. Same thing with the politics and society. How can you say, sir, politics have changed? It has changed. Today, no one goes and do a lot of bhashans and all. It's more about social media, YouTube, shorts. You see so many shorts today. Nowadays, even our officers, the young officers, right? I am sure they are making more shorts than the work they are doing. Some of them, not all of them. Too many shorts. walking, dashing, shouting. People are making with that background music. There are some very set background music that they come, right? All that music comes, they come in, they shout, all that. Social media. Yes or no? Someone actually went over it. He did the same thing during election. They suspended him in Gujarat. Young officer was updating everything wherever he was going. Government said, Chumma, this is an election duty. Every day you keep doing this, we'll suspend you. But it's happening. So politics have changed, right? People have discussed on social media, thoughts, process, ideas. Information is another level is going so fast, right? I mean, our PM was in Canada today. We know what time he left, what time he came, what he ate, what he didn't eat also we know. So no, we even saw everything that he did. Why? Because that's a flow of information. And that defines the politics of today. That defines the society of today, right? And when you have information flow fast, people try to imitate things also. Why do you think there is a Korean drama culture, Korean food culture in India today? People are crazy, right? The new generation is crazy about Korean noodles. In our life, the least we had was Maggie. Or else you go to that shop, dhar, he make some form of noodles we eat. And now they want Korean noodles, Korean drama. Never understood. We have seen Shaktiman. Like Shaktiman comes. Yeah, I never seen a Shaktiman. I used to meet school for Shaktiman because that was so important for us. It's only Shaktiman that comes. Then we saw also multiple things, Spider-Man and all that. But then people are seeing new things. There is a Korean drama. There is some sort of Japanese cartoon also people love. I forgot. This cartoons, huh? Shinchan, what kids love. There is a certain set of a cartoon phenomena very famous in Japan and like it's called something I completely forgot. Anyways, when I remember. So you see there's the thing. Then the system of kinship was also changed. What do you mean by kinship? My family, relations, and how we behave with each other. Joint family, nuclear family. There is a nuclear joint family today. There is a joint nuclear family today. How? First of all, the idea was joint family. That means grandfather, parents, their children living together, being happy, interactions, sharing of food, sharing of properties, whatever it is. But over a period of time, this became very difficult because of the land value, economic, social. People also do not want too many people in their life. As a human nowadays, we just want more independence, more privacy, is what we call. Yes or no? And it's a fact. Then you see a new form of joint family happening in a city like Bangalore, where they take up an apartment, each of them stay in each floor. See? And then probably we don't know the next form of jointness would be they living in a city or they living, whatever form we just don't know. But we know, okay, the system of kinship is also changed. And it is changing on a regular basis. Right? Today kids do not want a lot of family members in their house. We also do not want them, let's be honest. Any relative comes, they are like, Amma, why this came? Full service have to be done. He will stay, he will eat, I have to serve. Before relatives come, before relatives also come for 2-3 months. Nowadays relative comes for like few hours. But that is also exhaustive. That time people used to go and stay for like 20 days, 30, one full summer, you are in some other house. But it's changed now. What? Don't know good or bad, but what you see is that family interaction. The big interaction that time was marriages, function, exhibition. Today, maximum interaction happen on WhatsApp group. Yes or no? So today, the replacement of a role of a family function is your WhatsApp group. Is a sharing of that WhatsApp group, right? And the kind of interaction that you do. That's how it will change, right? This is what we are going to study. Now, the first paper, we have time? Oh, we are actually well ahead of time. We should have reminded. So the first paper deals with these thinkers, very general in nature, very open with ideas, their phenomena. The second paper is specific about India. What happens in India, right? What is a kinship in India, stratification in India, mobility in India, economic and work life in India. How does this happen? And you see, as a country, we are very diverse. Between north, south, east, west. If every river that you cross, there is a new culture that we have, right? People in the south eat more rice, in the north eat more chapati, and in the northeast part you go, they eat boiled. In the west part you come, they more eat of fry. The culture changes, the way we live, the way we interact with the family. Here, we are closer to our mother's side. There, they are closer to our father's side. North, right? They are more closer to the father side of the relatives, right? I'm not using technical terms. Here, we are close to our mother side of the relative. Their cousin relationships are different. Here, cousin relationships are different. There are societies in South where the property get transferred from woman to woman rather than like a man to man. Like it's the wife, then her daughter getting the property, right? But there is something else. So all this is what we are going to study in paper 2. There are thinkers like G.S. Gure, M.N. Srinivasan have spoken of an idea about westernization, Sanskritization. What do you mean by Sanskritization? A caste in the lower strata of the society, imitating the acts and the rituals of upper strata of the society. He said what he is doing is a Sanskritization. I can call it, it is happening. I can even call it more of a Sanskritization. I can say that more of a South Indian marriages are becoming North Indian in nature. South India culturally never had this culture of celebrating Mehndi, Haldi and music and all. We didn't have it. And I can tell it. Right? There is a different sort of marriage process that we have here. But since we saw doing Ledja and Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, music is happening, songs are happening, here also we are doing the same thing. And also we are living in a multicultural society. In a city like Bangalore, there are people from different parts of the country, and you want to interact with them, you also do certain tradition and festival that they should feel alive, so that you are in the society. That's why you go to a big apartment today, Kerala festivals are celebrated, Tamil Nadu festivals are celebrated, Holi is there, Diwali is there, Dasera is there, there is Makar Sankranti. Why? Because it's an apartment that contains multiple people. And that's how it has to be. Right? Now, during the times, talking to your proposed partner was not even allowed. Talking to or looking at it was not allowed, as far as I remember. But today we have pre-marriage photography, post-marriage photography, pre-kid, post-kid. Sometimes it's just photography. Yes or no? There is one couple I know who every month puts up a status that they dance. Like, why are you dancing monthly basis? I mean, that's my question. Good that they do. I'm not telling they are bad, but things have changed. And you have to believe in that. If today someone say, boss, this pre-marriage and all is post-marriage photography is not allowed, they will think that I am traditional thought, orthodox in nature, they may even ban it. All that I can do is accept it and keep quiet, whether I like it or not, because that's how society is doing it. So no, there is FOMO, there is fear of missing out. People are updating everything that they do in their life with the weird cameras that they have, which automatically makes them beautiful even if they are not, or if they are. And we are not supposed to call someone beautiful or not. That's another thing, right? In the new one. But they keep updating. Had an ice cream, had a chocolate, traveling from Vijayanagar metro to Attikuppe metro. Why are you doing it? I mean, you travel to London, I would have agreed. But people do it. There are officers that I see who join the posting and put up their first signature as a status. Proud day for you. I'm still writing. Care for my feelings also. Right? I'm still signing my application form for Sociology Optional. Right? You understood the problem. But this is happening. Is it not? It's changing. Right? So all that you study in your people do the caste, economy, how religion sometimes dictates the job that you take is also very important. We don't believe it, but it's there in our nature. Right? As a Muslim community, I will not do a job in a banking sector or alcohol sector. There is Marwadis who will not do a job in a non-veg factory. All that is there. How? No one told you this. And even if they do today, no one cares about it, but it's inherent to our nature. Right? It is fundamentally built to what? Because it's a part of my religion, I won't do it. So your job, your actions, everything that you do is all that in terms of urbanization, urban life, rural, urban migration. And UPSC has very beautiful questions, by the way. They ask how urbanization is leading to feminization of agriculture. Right? Think about this particular question, right? It's very interesting to see how they ask sometimes. I say how urbanization is leading to feminization of agriculture. The idea is that since male are migrating city for the work, it is the female who take care now of the agricultural work. That's why feminization of agriculture. Feminization not because the agriculture is becoming pink in color. But feminization because now since they are more responsible, because the male has gone to city to the work. Jobs are changing now. Watchmen, taxi drivers. We never believed that these were the jobs which women could also do probably 20 years before. But now it's happening. It is there in front of us. Right? People are actually now even questioning why are you even buying a pink taxi? Make it a normal taxi. Right? Why it is so difficult? And there is a vice versa things also happening. So all that entire thing about India, its ethos is what we study in paper. And that's the beauty of paper. You keep on studying, keep on increasing. There is a cultural change, exchange, language. Why are we promoting yoga, by the way? We have what, 2 days away from International Yoga Day? 21st June, right? Why International Yoga Day? Do you think there is a sociology behind this? There is a sociology behind this. If the world has given the ideas of democracy, some sort of philosophy, open, freedom, privacy, as India, we also have certain ideas that we can always give to the world. So we told, okay, let's give it something that is very much needed today. Certain sort of, mental calmness, physical calmness, because life is becoming just too fast. So we requested for a International Yoga Day. Today, yoga is not promoted and celebrated by India because it gives health benefit. It may. We are celebrating because that's us. We are giving it to you. And when you do that, you are actually accepting what we actually do in our country, our tradition. It's a soft power. We want to tell the world, okay, before you even started reading, we had books written on philosophies. And that's why we are promoting that culture through it, that ideas through it. Okay, International Yoga Day, we respected UN, celebrated around the world. Every time someone does a yoga, don't you think they'll think about India as a country? And that's the whole idea for us to do that sort of a promotion. Then you also related with current affairs, like what is happening around. Because a lot of things happening in the current affairs have a social sense behind it, right? A social sense. We already have 370, homosexuality, privacy, right to personal liberty. Recently, there has been a change in divorce laws, marriage laws. Live-in relationships have been officially accepted, not as a crime, right? And someone is making rule against it, people are protesting against it. Today, people don't just unite in the name of religion. People can also unite on the basis of an individual thought. The cult of individual, right? Okay, young generation, we want our freedom. So we will all fight together, irrespective of religion that we belong. Happening, right? No? Happening. I'm not joking. UPSC aspirants, they themselves form a society in themselves. Just you're not observing it. Don't you relate yourself when you see someone else as a UPSC aspirant? You will always relate. Because difficulty may be different, but the pain and the struggle that person is having, I am also having. And you relate to each other. Right? Some people take it in a positive way, they help. Some people take it in a competitive way, but you still relate to each other, right? You relate to the struggle that you go through. Although you have chosen this particular idea after crossing 21 years, after graduating, after having a set religion, set family, set native place, set geography, still you go to a new society, you become a part of that. Now here it's more on the idea of that we all are writing this exam, so we all face that particular sense. Okay, exam have been difficult. Why do you think KPSC aspirants are protesting then? While protesting, I am asking, sir, you are from Gulbarga, I am from Bidar. No. You are from North Karnataka, I am from South Canara. No, right? No, you are from that religion, I am from this religion. It's all aside. Because now our major problem is you declaring not result on time. You are not conducting exams regularly. And we have become a part of that problem too. Right? That's how it is. If a problem that is common, those who fight against that will automatically have a certain commonness, which is that problem. So all that you will study it in your paper 2. Quickly moving on. Now, sorry. how agrarian, why protest, why Marxist, why communist, why Naxalites, why people protest, why they fight against government. All that, we are going to study in your paper too. Uh, and whatever is happening in and around the world, how do you relate it to the current affairs? Planning to do a sort of a weekly hand notes, write and answers and everything, so that you're able to connect with the current affairs also, because that's important. The examiner who want to be have a current affairs. Now, how will you study this subject? The very first thing that I told you today, I'm sure, but at least now you have a broad understanding what the subjects belong, right? That this is the thing that they will come in the subject, right? And what I'm saying is a part of your questions, is a part of your notes. Any example that I've given here and there might be funny, but they are still there in note, that I can assure you. People have written this. The faculties whom I follow, whom I have taken coaching during my time, they spoke about this, and that's how I have gone interest in the sociology, right? Because they did that way. So we enjoyed it, right? We had a very great faculty like Mahatma sir, who used to make class like anything. So that's why. Now, first thing that you do is that you read the syllabus. That's the primary thing. That you read the syllabus again. Understand, and syllabus is very, properly given. You have a problem to find that also, go to ChatGPT, tell, give me sociology, UPSC main syllabus, each topic with 5 keywords, it will give you with the keywords. Give me explanation of the keywords, it will give your keywords. So that's a new teacher nowadays. A teacher who listens to you. That's again a beauty of the sociology, right? It's a new sociology. A teacher who is going on your instruction. Before it was, I give homework, you come back and do it. Now I am telling you, hey, come, do it 24/7, 365 days, and anything I ask. I can ask ChatGPT also, can I become beautiful, long, tall, everything, can I become like a Shah Rukh Khan also? It will reply, yes, you can become Shah Rukh Khan. You have to do like this every day, you will become Shah Rukh Khan. Yes or no? Here also, what you do is that, if you find on the UPSC syllabus, okay, no, go search this query, give me syllabus of the UPSC optional paper with keywords and an explanation. See the syllabus first. Understand that this is a syllabus that I'm going to study. Without syllabus, to not any paper you should study, and optional to yes, because this is your choice, voluntary choice, that you have taken this option. Once you do that, there are BA IGNOU notes available on your websites. Too many things are given in that notes, but when you study, you understand a lot of pages are waste, because IGNOU notes comes with that all assignment space, that space, activity space, all that you ignore. You will find the content like half of it is just waste, because it's notes, right? For someone who's doing open studying or distance learning. You study these notes according to the syllabus that you have. You try to finish them like a quick. Don't study like sociology. Study as if you're reading a novel. Like finish it fast. 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, one round you finish it off. Not the people who are writing mains, by the way. For them, that's a separate thing, right? But for the people who are still writing mains probably next year, you do a one thorough reading, like a normal reading, understanding. You will see a lot of things. You will understand, you will not understand, you will try to make sense. You may not be able to memorize everything, but you will have a certain sense. Acha, this guy criticized, this guy supported, this guy criticized, this guy supported, acha politics, acha society, acha marriage. You will study all of this under this. Then there are certain notes that I will bring it to you of, Mahapatra sir, Upendra sir. They do a very, detailed, sort of like a short notes which helps. That notes will be an addition to that. It's available on internet also, and we will anyways try to bring it. But the idea is that you do a first thorough reading after reading the syllabus, like a normal finish it off. Then you go into a detailed reading, right? Once you do that, you will start understanding where are those places in current affairs that I can link with. All right, I need to start linking it with the current affairs, at least for the paper 2 part, and even paper 1 I can give some example. Can I, as I told you, right, this PEW, that is Pew research that has come out, is a very important current notes to become a part of sociology, because it talks about how more people are becoming atheists than the traditional religion. How, the Hindus population is increasing in other countries. How overall growth of Muslim population has grown. How Christianity has come down. They have given a certain understanding to it also. Okay, maybe there is a new generation who is coming who now believe I don't need religion as, right? Good and bad again. We are not taking decisions or judging someone here. But that studies is what I'm talking about as a part of your current affairs. And this is something that you will see multiple times in different current affairs as you progress. There has been recently change in divorce law. The compensation that a husband has to give to, a divorced wife, how that gets related to system of marriage. Then, because of these two major incident of, one, what you call a love marriage and one an arranged marriage in Madhya Pradesh, leading to certain death of a person, this also bring a new perspective with an idea ke how the new generation is going to take it, right? And you won't believe it or not, although it happened in Madhya Pradesh, you are never related to it. Somewhere down the line, you have the thought process in my mind, acha, this can also happen in society, this can also happen in a society, right? We understand that, there are people who are dying of loneliness. There are old age people who are not being cared of. 2025, in a country like India, there are people who are dying of hunger. Initially, we believe that family fights will happen, parents will fight, husband-wife fight leads to, child having a traumatic upbringing, and that's why child became a deviant. This was the initial sociology. Today, parents are happy, big house, rich people, dead amount of money, still the child have a deviance behavior. Right? You see this, right? What I'm trying to make sense, right? What I'm trying to say is that this is what you look at your current affairs. When you read these examples in newspaper, right? How these things have happened, right? There is a cricketer who is now fighting with the BCCI after changing gender. Allow me, in the women's team. Can we bring a certain sociological idea to it that promotion of a mobility within the genders will also have its own new set of consequences and advantages, right? And the consequence is what we are looking at this in a such a democratic and a bureaucratic structure. If there are 10 genders, do you have that much space in your form? How will you bring that changes? How will you bring that into nature? And let's see, someone took a advantage of a certain scheme, let's say for a female scheme, did his life. After taking that advantage, is now converting probably to a male. Do we now take that benefits that he has taken in the past back? Do we live it? You understood? You make the sense, right? This is what we need to understand what I say in current affairs. Okay, how these things are playing in terms of, there is a language, regionalistic movement. Is it good for it? Is it bad for it? Language as a mother tongue to teach, we always have believed it helps. Language, problem in a city, creating, cohesion and, fighting. There is a new problem that we are looking at it, right? This problem left to the division of the country long back in terms of linguistic lines. How will you go out? Can you divide again, on the linguistic line? Probably there will be a separate big state of English only, right? Because there are so many people who speak English. So how this is it a political nature, apolitical nature, cultural nature, all that what you related in the current affairs. As I told you, right, from leave-in to marriage to microchip to everything has a sociological sense. It's just you have to keep observing this. And I'm telling you, there is a sociology only from you walk in this street, you will observe 1,000 things that are sociological in nature. Okay, why people who made good notes have more friends, people who don't make notes doesn't have more friends. Yes or no? Why people who have good ranks get married to people who are more good ranks? Yes or no? No? Yes. There are reasons to it. Society always have a certain sense to it. Right? Why? And sometimes you see this is important. I mean, you will actually feel like studying because you see others studying. Although you may not be in mood. You came out for a tea, you saw someone notes, you go back and look, oh, that gets it. So is it competition good? And look at the beauty of this, right? You all are competing together with each other. But you're still together, sitting together, sharing water, food, idli, vada, whatever you like. Yes or no? Although the idea of the competition is that survival of the fittest. You come, bada like you, I start studying. But that's not what it is, right? Because it's not going to help that way. So all that is a part of your current affairs. Then there is a book called Harlambus. Buy that book. There is an orange one. There is a big one also. Full big. That is for your master. That's not. There is a small one. Syllabus is good. But can you do it in first shot? I feel little difficult without having notes studied and then studying Syllabus, because it's little, book type, because it's a syllabus book, right? So obviously it has, that kind of content. It's not a part of like a written for syllabus, but the book is little heavy in English, heavy in understanding. You might be good at it, you may not be good at it, but this book is good. Then you have Ritzer that talks about thinkers. Thinkers only the topic that is there in your syllabus. Because thinkers have spoken a lot and they're still speaking today. And they will speak for rest of their life. So thinkers keep speaking. Not everything that they speak is important. How much is part of your syllabus? Important for you. Those thinkers concentrate who are there in your syllabus first. Then second thinkers as an additional. So you do that Muska thing to your answer, right? You write first a basic answer, then you add the value addition. In terms of value addition, basic should not become weak. Got the idea? First is survival. I should learn to ride a bike. I should first not become a pilot. Because my need is basics, fundamental I should know. Doesn't require a very high-fi English. 7-sentence English if you are able to say. 7-word English is more than enough. Okay, so that's thinker. And then there is Anthony Giddens' book. Then you can refer the BA, MA notes of your IGNOU. First BA notes, then MA notes. A little before that, you can refer your NCRTs. If you feel, okay, NCRTs, you have you don't know how to define a society or a family or a kinship, you want to understand the basics of it, then I would still prefer go from NCRT till MA. Do not bypass things. It will not help us. And then once you have a basic idea, start writing. Refer previous year questions. That's very important. 10 years, 12 years question keeps repeating in itself. We will also bring toppers answer sheets to see what they have written. I wanted to bring in that image today. I completely forgot. I just wanted to show you how a topper has written an answer. To get an idea, if that person has written that much, and at this moment, can you write even half of it? Then you are through with this. You will understand that they have gone to the basics of it, the fundamental language of it, not metaphorical. And please do not become sociologist in nature. Read sociology. Tomorrow you come with a khadi kurta, you do, dal slogans and all, then I will be more worried, right? All right. So don't do that. Don't become sociologist. Who read sociology, understand love. Because then people will start bringing everywhere, day in and day out. They leave GS, they forget that there are 4 more papers also in life. Right? And there is an essay. So you have to do that. I think more than enough. If you do this much, right answers and the thesis. What are we going to do? We'll obviously cover the syllabus. That's the basic idea, first idea. Plan is also to have you, sort of a weekly notes handout. You have books, but sometimes what happens, when you have a handout, it helps you to understand better, have an interaction in the class. Alright? So that handouts will help you out, chapter-wise, topic-wise, with current affairs example, with relatable example, maybe a previous year question, right? Some sort of writing. So that we are going to do. Then test series, again, usually there are chapter-wise test series. My idea is that we can add topic-wise also, little break it down into smaller parts. Because if you write more, you will understand more, right? Visit test series, get it evaluated by some experts from the university. Then we all sit, we discuss, because a lot of time when you talk to each other, you remember a lot of things, right? So if sociology is spoken, peer discussion, group discussion, we have more idea, in addition to classes, obviously. It's not every day we'll have this, right? And then we'll also try to seek if, we'll bring you a topper in sociology or scored good marks. This is to just an idea, okay, that perspective, okay, whether I am matching, see, it cannot be exactly same. Because he has already cleared, you are still preparing. Conditions, terms, and everything is changed, right? So you will try to relate when a topper speaks, okay, am I very closer to the strategy? Can I change my strategy, right? But writing is a big part of an option. As a part of mains also, writing is a big part of option. So you have to understand you need to write well, clear that scripts, 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, answer, bring it the point directly. Understand, my dear, the one who is correcting your paper is a 30-year-old, 30 years experienced person, irritated with life, bloating in stomach, wife may have not given him breakfast in the morning, and he is now correcting your, or she is correcting your paper. If you irritate him once, you're gone. Do not irritated by playing with the words, bringing lot of metaphorical sociology. Stick to what you have studied and what you can bring in. You understood? That's very important. You have to present yourself, right? I need to present only that much that is required. If I over-present myself, I'm in problem. If I under-present myself also, there is a problem, because you have to understand his mentality. Right? Someone 60 plus correcting your people, you imagine how knowledge-wise also people play with the knowledge of the evaluator. Don't do it. They believe some word and they say, okay, Marx wrote it. If Marx have not written it, he has not written it. Because that guy will know. Sometimes even I may not know. Thinking that Iris, maybe somewhere you have studied. But that person will definitely know. Because 30 years you have taught probably, 2-year BA and MA students. So he just knows everything on the tip of the tongue. That's the idea, right? So you write, make it short and make it simple. Do not take, that burden option. It's a part and parcel of the exam, needs to be tackled. Got the idea? Now, if you have any questions, you can ask. Anyways, that's the whole idea. Starting of the batch, date, everything, the information desk, they will give you. But if you have any doubt now, you can ask. We are done. Questions currently, I may not have the one I told you, right? That, or for an example, let's see. Historic materialism was the initial part of sociological system developed in Europe. How does, Marx and Durkheim have approach to it, examine. It will be same thing like what I asked in your GS question, but here you have to bring the sociological perspective. Like tomorrow someone asks you, marriage is taking a new form in a modern society because of a technical advantage or technical advancement. Critically examine the concept of marriage and, also write what thinkers spoke about it. Then you have to bring thinkers into it. You don't write marriage about what you studied like a normal marriage. Here you have to bring the sociology, social movements. I'll give a very good question that you asked. See, you study a lot of social movements in your history, right? About women rights, female infanticide, sati system, all this, right? There have been social movement against it. In history, you study from a historical perspective. In sociology, you have to say how society tolerated over a period of time, found that gap, found that method to tackle it, and then became a union and fought against it, right? So that's the sociological part of it. Okay, now there are actors who feel in the social system, okay, yes, this is a problem. I also believe there's a problem. You also believe there's a problem. So let's fight against the system. So you see now what is happening? There is a solidarity happening. Now solidarity is a sociological word. Right? Is it an organic or mechanical solidarity? That's a different thing. But there is a solidarity that's happening, right? And this solidarity is leading to fight against that particular. And today, are we fighting infanticide and sati system? No. That perspective also you should bring in that answer. Okay, in the modern time, that is in today's time, it's not the old social problem we are talking. Our problems are also new, which are, gender sensitiveness, which are gender specific roles, which we don't want. We want gender universal roles, right? So all that you bring it in your answer. So that's one way to approach. Probably anyways, I'll be doing more constantly YouTube sessions on taking your sociology previous year question. I wanted to do, but there is a lack of time and I hadn't brought that question book also. But that's the sort of question that's they keep asking. Thinkers maximum marks and then all of that. Every topic will have a marks. But it's not like this topic will not have, that topic will not have. Only these thinkers are important? Yes. Can we study additional thinker? Only if you finish this thinker, then you can study some additional thinker also, just to give you content to your answer. Anything else? You can reach out to me, probably post class, I'll share your number. I don't want my number to go on YouTube, right? Because that's the live class. But you can reach out to me over WhatsApp if you have any doubt, concern about this optional, some sort of mental framework you have, okay, it's difficult, easy, can you do it or not, that we can always discuss. Got it? So thank you for your time and patience and tolerating me for 2 hours. 1.5 hour. Done? Thank you.